Have you ever felt trapped inside your own mind adrift in waves of desire, shame, and numbness, powerless to control the urges that define you? What if I told you that within you lies a force so potent, so primal, that mastering it could completely reshape your mind in just 21 days? This is not a gimmick. This is not wishful thinking. This is the transformative power of semen retention of practice that goes beyond mere abstinence and into the depths of your psyche, touching the shadows you've ignored, the shame you've buried, and the erotic fantasies that secretly control your decisions. Carl Jung once argued that sexuality is the gateway to understanding the unconscious. And your suppressed desires are more than urges, they are signals from your shadow, urging you towards self-integration and individuation. When repressed, these energies manifest as shame, emotional numbness, and compulsive fantasies. But when consciously retained, they become a reservoir of psychic power, a mirror reflecting your anima, your unconscious attractions, and the uncharted terrain of your lust in the next 21 days. You won't just hold back, Semen, you'll confront your erotic shame, unravel hidden trauma, and awaken a deeply integrated, self-aware version of yourself that has been dormant, waiting to be fully claimed. 21 days. 3 weeks. Scientists call it the time it takes to form a habit. But here's the truth they don't tell you. In 21 days of semen retention, you are not merely forming a habit, you are transforming your mind, your body, and your very identity. Most men drift through life, scattering their energy. They chase distractions, scroll endlessly, consume empty pleasures, and believe this is living. But the truth is harsher. Life energy is finite. Every click, every swipe, every impulsive release chips away at the vital force that could fuel greatness. A rare few discover that mastery lies not in indulgence, but in restraint. They learn to retain, transmute, and channel this energy into creation, focus, and presence. The difference is profound, not in what they do, but in what they abstain from. Your brain is plastic. It can be rewired, reshaped, and strengthened. Not through superficial self-help slogans, not through fleeting motivational speeches, but through the subtle, relentless power of neuroplasticity. Neural pathways forged by instant gratification are dismantled, replaced by circuits of attention, clarity, and deep engagement. The modern mind and its thieves before your feet even touch the floor in the morning. Your hand reaches for your phone. Instantly, your brain is hijacked not by circumstance, but by design. Algorithms, engineered to exploit every weakness, leave microscopic imprints on your neural circuits. Every notification, every suggestive image, every fleeting dopamine spike reshapes your mind. You believe you are free. Carl Jung called it decades ago. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life. In today's digital age, the unconscious is not merely ruling, it's being rewritten to serve distractions, desires, and instant gratification. Each unnecessary ejaculation is more than the loss of a bodily fluid. It is a loss of control, a surrender to reflex over reason. It trains your brain to prioritize immediate pleasure over long-term fulfillment. The result? Exhaustion, scattered focus, anxiety, and a hollow sense of being. Dopamine is hijacked. Energy dissipates. Attention fractures. You become a stranger in your own life. But there is a path back, a reset. The same neural circuits that once built addiction can be rewired for mastery. The same fragmented mind can rebuild itself. It starts with one decision: to stop feeding the system that weakens you, and to start cultivating the man you were meant to be. Week 1. The crucible of discipline. The first week is brutal. Dopamine levels recalibrate. Your brain protests the absence of habitual release. Restlessness sets in. Irritability spikes. Sleep may feel disrupted. Dreams intensify. This is not weakness, it is adaptation. Your nervous system, starved of its habitual indulgence, begins to adjust to a new reality. It's like emerging from darkness into sudden light. Years of overstimulation through pornography, casual sex, and habitual masturbation have conditioned your reward system. Now, in their absence, the brain must find balance. Activities once dismissed as tedious reading, meditation, deep conversations begin to regain their natural appeal. Slowly, you become aware of the invisible forces that shaped your habits, the automated reactions that governed your days. Every impulse you resist strengthens a dormant skill, conscious presence. Every moment of observed desire without surrender builds self-mastery. Your attention, once hijacked, begins to return. Physically, subtle shifts emerge. Morning lethargy lifts. Energy begins to flow more consistently. Social awareness increases. Conversations gain depth. Sleep, once superficial, starts to deepen as the nervous system finds its equilibrium. By the end of this week, one revelation dawns. You are not a slave to your impulses. You are conscious. You are self-directed. And this awareness is a weapon, a tool, and a doorway into transformation. Week 2. Emergence of clarity. Week 2 transitions from resistance to discovery. The turbulence of the first week settles into a stable energy. Emotional extremes smooth out. The mental highs and lows tied to sexual cravings no longer dictate your state of mind. Silence, once unbearable, becomes a canvas for clarity. You notice details previously invisible. Your senses sharpen. Your perception grows nuanced. Decisions that once paralyzed you now feel natural. It's not because the challenges disappeared, but because your mind has the clarity to engage fully. Socially, your presence transforms. Neediness fades. Projection dissolves. People respond to the coherence of your energy, drawn not to effort, but to authenticity. Physically, energy once scattered through release is now retained. Muscle tone subtly improves. Skin begins to glow. Movements acquire a deliberate, measured rhythm. Presence becomes tangible, even magnetic. Mentally, the preference for instant gratification diminishes. Deep engagement, delayed reward, and long-term growth now feel natural. Dreams become vivid, meaningful, and instructive. Unconscious patterns surface, as Jung described, beginning the process of individuation, the alignment of your conscious and unconscious selves. By the second week, identity begins to shift. You are no longer defined by what you are resisting. You are defined by what you are becoming. Week 3. Alchemy of energy. Week 3 is alchemical. Sexual energy, once diffused, transforms into raw creative power, concentrated focus, and magnetic presence. Tasks that were once tiresome now flow effortlessly. Ideas emerge spontaneously. Solutions appear without deliberate effort. Physically, the transformation is visible. Posture straightens. Voice deepens. Movements are purposeful and confident. Your presence becomes palpable. People are drawn to this energy not because you seek their approval, but because coherence radiates from within. Social interactions deepen. Superficial conversations lose appeal. Relationships shift organically. Attraction is no longer a pursuit. It becomes a natural byproduct of authenticity, groundedness, and presence. Mentally, focus reaches unprecedented levels. Hours pass without distraction. Complex projects, creative pursuits, and deep study proceed with ease. The fragmented mind of the past is integrated. Clarity, insight, and efficiency become default states. Spiritually, or at least existentia, connection to something greater emerges. Actions gain meaning. Energy once dissipated in fleeting pleasures is now dedicated to creation, growth, and legacy. You become an alchemist, turning raw desire into refined consciousness. Frustration tolerance increases. Patience strengthens. You become antifragile, strengthened by resistance, resilient to distraction. Leadership emerges naturally, not demanded. But embodied integration and identity by the end of 21 days. This is no longer a practice, it is identity. Semen retention is automatic. Mental clarity is baseline. Focus is unwavering. Pleasure is refined. Superficial gratifications no longer suffice. You naturally pursue depth, meaning, and lasting fulfillment. Relationships shift dramatically. Presence, not need, draws people to you. Trust flows easily. Space opens for authentic connection. Professionally, energy once wasted is now concentrated, elevating productivity, creativity, and influence. Spiritually, actions resonate with purpose. Shadow work surfaces. Jung called this individuation the journey to become fully oneself. Anger is transformed into justice. Fear becomes discernment. Sadness turns into empathy. Society, algorithms, and external expectation no longer control your inner life. You become dangerous not through aggression, but through independence, awake, self-directed, a living testament to mastery over impulse. The rebirth these 21 days are not a challenge, they are a rebirth, a reset of mind, body, and spirit. A return to self. Awakening begins now. Energy, once lost, is reclaimed. Consciousness, once scattered, is integrated. Potential, once dormant, becomes active. This is the path of mastery, clarity, and presence. You were born to be more than distracted, reactive, and scattered. You were born to be fully awake, to live consciously, fully, and powerfully. No tomorrow. No later. Only now. Join the ranks of men choosing consciousness over distraction, mastery over mediocrity. Your energy is sacred. Your presence is powerful. The world needs men awakened. You were born to be one of them.